How long is each pitch really in real life?
Stupid ones, 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Intense ones, 90 minutes to 2 hours. Medium ones, an hour. It's our money, and we know nothing about them when they walk into the room. So
they're not vetted at all.
They're vetted by producers, but not by us. So we know nothing about them. Here comes Jen. They'll say, "This is Jen," and that's it. So it really is a surprise when people walk in. Yeah, no idea whatsoever. Learned a lot from companies I got fired from. Most of them, it was like what not to do. I learned, you got to sell. In my experiences, the CEOs, the owners, the founders that didn't sell, they all failed. Yeah. And that leads to another mistake entrepreneurs make. They try to hit hiring home runs, right? So the minute they hit a roadblock, I'll hire a new marketing person, right? Or I'll hire a new head of sales, thinking that, oh, this person's amazing. No one's ever hired somebody and said they suck really bad. Of course not. Right? Oh, I found the most amazing person. Why'd they leave their last 5 jobs? Oh, they were amazing, but, right? But entrepreneurs tend to think, okay, I'm hiring this amazing marketing person and he or she is going to know what to do. Yep. And then they tell that to their investors because that's typically why they're hiring a marketing person. And they say, oh, this person's amazing. Our next quarter is going to be great. And then it's not. Then they go to the next marketing person. Totally. Then they're in this hamster wheel again and they're screwed. And it's also relying on other people. Well, yes. And that's the whole thing, right? You've got to be able to solve the problems yourself. How many companies are you invested in? I don't know, because we sell them. Some go out of business. Right now, probably 200, give or take. That's I don't know. Crazy. Yeah. I've got a lot of smart people who help me, manage all that. How many people actually work for you in your organization? Just in dealing with the Shark Tank and other deals, probably 12. That's all. Yeah. Oh, that's it. So I put my money, with Goldman Sachs, and the guy there was a friend that worked there. And so I told him, I want you to invest this because I'm 29 turning 30 and I want you to invest this like an old man. And so he's like, you sure? Because you got a lot of time. I'm like, no, because I don't want to have to work again. And I've got to live like a student in order for this work, but I'm cool with that. I got my lifetime pass on American Airlines. And he would just start asking me these questions about technology because, writing software and doing all this shit, I knew technology really well. And so as I would answer these questions, I would see these bankers making these announcements about the stocks for shit I was telling them. And the stocks would move like this and this. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I told you got to be doing more. And so I started trading stocks based off of what I knew about the technology and crushed it. I was making like 80, 90, 100% a year. And then all of a sudden he connected me with this guy who wanted to start a hedge fund, just using my trades. And we did that. And that lasted about 90 days before somebody bought it from me.
This is just because where you knew the direction technology was.
Yeah, I knew technology cold. And I was one of those geeks that like I said earlier, I love reading all this shit, right? So, whether it was then or now, I just like to just read the manuals, read whatever, because when you know this shit, you have an edge. Because no one does the fucking work.
When it comes to crypto and blockchain and stuff, how do you feel about that?
I think it's a big part of the future. Right. I really, really do. But I think people are looking at the wrong way. People get really amped up about the price of the currency, the cryptocurrencies, right? The tokens. And they think that's really what crypto is, but it's not. That's the noise, right? The signal is, if I were going to start a business, how can I use this new technology to give myself a competitive advantage and disrupt an industry?
My son, who was an electrical engineer, was interning at Tesla. Dad, why don't you own some Tesla? I worked there as an intern. I said, I want to short that stock. It's such a joke. It's a car company trading at a ridiculous price. He said, no, you're the joke. You don't understand what Tesla does. I work there. It's not a car company, it's a data company. Every mile a Tesla drives, it goes into the database of mapping for autonomous cars. And I thought, shit, I didn't know that. So just before I went on the air, I took my phone out and I bought a whack of the stock in my personal account. And I forgot about it. One day I opened up the thing and I was up like 1,000%.
Threatened by some of this technology, particularly around payment systems. Because banks make money transferring assets. It's a cost of friction in the system. And one of the only reasons that I invested in Circle, and I'm an investor in Circle, I'm supporting their initiative, and I'm a big believer in what stablecoins can do, is it's time to get rid of that friction. And it's not important that banks be protected so that they can make fees from that friction. When you transfer the US dollar into the Swiss franc to buy Nestle on the Zurich exchange, these banks add zero value. There's no value created in ACH transfer fees. If we could use a stablecoin that was regulated and approved by both sides of that transaction, it would be more transparent, it would be much faster, it would definitely be more productive, but above all, I would save millions of dollars. And so would everybody else. I can't wait till we can do that, because that kind of innovation should be supported. And it is. And that's why we're all here. This isn't about, speculation on asset price. This is about reducing the fees of how the world's economies work. More transparent, more productive, completely auditable, regulated, but less expensive. So does Jamie Dimon feel threatened? You're damn right he does. That's a big part of how he makes money.
What do you think is the number one thing that young people get wrong when it comes to finances?
We teach young people everything. Geography, reading, math, sex education. We don't teach them about investing. The average salary in America is $52,000. And if you put aside 10% of what you get paid, by the time you're 65, you'll have $1.2 million in the bank. Nobody teaches them.
Right now is the best time to buy a house in the next 5 years. Right now. And here's why. Okay? Prices are not going to go down. Some of you are saying, well, I'm going to wait for prices to come down. You're not going to get them.
Yeah.
They're not coming down.
Yeah.
Okay? They're going to go up slower, but they're not going to go down. They may not go up hardly at all, but they're not going to go down. And so 5 years from today, houses are going to be more expensive. This is as cheap as it's going to be in the next 5 years. So this is the best price right now if you're going to buy a house. Well, interest rates are up. Buy the house. If interest rates come back down, refinance.
Yeah.
But don't not buy waiting on interest rates to come down. Just refinance the mortgage if interest rates come down. This is the best time to buy a house in the next 5 years.